Hi, my name is Alicia Redshaw and I own Scrapbook Fantasies in Gladstone, Queensland. This scrap-along video was originally recorded live at the Scrapbook Fantasies Facebook page. If you would like to watch it live and see all of the live comments as discussed in the video, please go to the Scrapbook Fantasies Facebook page. Thank you and enjoy. I'm here to do a page, so we called it Clean and Legendary, so we're going to use the Cocoa Vanilla Legendary collection to make a clean and simple masculine layout. So I'm actually thinking, I've got this photograph of my oldest son, or our oldest son, and I like the look of that paper behind it. And if you turn it the other way, it's like that. A lot of people have trouble with busy papers, like what do they do with them? Well, there is that as an option. I think I like that. Okay, so let's get started with the trimmer. Let's put the photograph aside so that we don't get any smush on our photo. So I am going to start with this piece that's called Wild One. What's the matter, Quentin?
I can't find you. I'm in the wrong spot.
He's in the wrong spot.
Where am I meant to be? I'm in the Great Australian Craft Show.
Yep. Well, you're not, because you're not in the main feed. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this is 12 inches long. And you'll note that Cocoa Vanilla give you a little extra leeway on their barcodes. And let's make sure it's 12 wide. My scribe is still bumbling around out in Facebook land, but that's okay, we won't hold that against him. So then I'm actually going to line this up with a 1 inch mark on my trimmer and cut a 1 inch frame. So I'm not cutting the whole way through, I'm stopping an inch short at each end.
I've got to sign in with you.
He's just having trouble. He will get there eventually and say hello. I do have a scribe.
I'm just a bit lost.
Some of you know Quentin already. Some of you may have watched his paint pouring classes this past weekend. Okay, let's cut the middle out of that. To save that, you don't leave that in. If you leave that in behind and stick your page to it, it's just an absolute waste. It's a waste of a piece of paper.
So the Great Australian Craft Show classroom?
Yeah, that's the one. So then this piece is called Outdoors Type.
There you are.
He's found it. Woohoo!
No, I've just got to wait for it to load.
I'm going to cut an 11 inch by 11 inch square, and I work in inches. So an 11 by 11 square, and then let's make that into a 1 inch frame as well, so we don't waste paper. Got to feed our scrap boxes, or they will rebel. This doesn't go straight into my scrap box. I actually, we pack all our kits into nice big 13 inch clip seal bags. And what I do is I keep all the paper from a collection together in a clip seal bag. Sometimes at our store it might be a recycled clip seal bag, but it will be a clip seal bag. They only go around the recycling a little tiny bit. At the moment, any that are getting returned to us are actually having a little quarantine holiday. But I can tell you that if you get a recycle bag from us, it hasn't been returned during the shutdowns. Like if your kit comes in a recycled bag right now, hasn't been returned to us in a shutdown, but also that we are in a COVID-free area. We've been very, very lucky in Gladstone. Okay, so that was 11 by 11. So and this is lovely, but you know how it is. So let's see if we can keep this awesome here, and we might try and have that in our end result. So let's do a 10 3/4 by 10 3/4. So 10 3/4. Oh, we kept our awesome. Set that there. By 10 3/4. Now what that will give us is a little bit of that chocolate showing, that chocolate timber.
Okay, so the scribe was doing something else. So we're cutting a 10 3/4
by 10 3/4 of Epic Tales.
Epic Tales, yeah.
Yeah, and we've got an 11" by 11" of Outdoors type.
11 by 11 Outdoors type.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we had originally, we made a 1" frame from a 12 by 12 piece of Wild One.
So cut in 1 inch.
Yes, we made a 1" frame. Okay, so our photos are 4 by 6. So let's have a look at our papers we've got. I think the green will look really nice. The green map. Let's do that. So just in case I haven't been really cautious with my frame, I do, so I take it that that one there is straight, because it is, but then I do make, and good thing I did, because I'm just slightly off with my right angle there. And then, so I'm going to cut a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 piece so that I get a nice, little border. So where do we put our photo? I actually had a lovely message from someone today that they're so glad that they learnt fractions doing inches in my classes, because they were able to adjust a recipe accordingly to make savoury scones. She was able to change a recipe because she had learnt fractions in an inches class with me. So I thought that was quite cute. Okay, so we've got that and we've got that. And holy dooly, at this point in time, we've got a super busy layout. So let's take this piece, move all this over, and let's get a pencil. So this is the middle out of our original frame. So this piece is like 10 inches by 10 inches. So you know the star we all draw, you know, the easy star that we all draw. You know the one? With the 4 lines. Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines. So I've drawn a star. Then I'm going to just try and cut straight. And I've gone off the line, but that's okay. Make that a bit wider because it got quite skinny.
Donna's saying this class is not even on their official timetable. No, they stuffed up the time.
No, the timetable says that the class is on at 6 o'clock, but I'm teaching for you guys at 7 o'clock tonight on the Scrapbook Fantasies main page. So I didn't think I'd be able to get this class finished and the other class started in an hour. So I'm just going with the original time we gave them. I'm really, really sorry. You can watch it again. So if you're looking for my other classes from this weekend, go to events and click on classroom 2, and you'll have to click on the calendar in the events, and if you click on classroom 2, all of my classes are in there.
So other classes on classroom 2 calendar.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to photograph all my classes. I've got behind this weekend with photographing my classes, and what I'll do is I will put I'm going to put an album for each of my classes with photos of it, and on each photo will be a link to the video for that class over this past weekend. So let's put that there. So he's my superstar. And then let's get the pens out while Amelia's not here and doesn't see where the pens live. I think what I need to do, it's as busy can be. This is really busy for me. For a clean page. It's meant to be clean. Hi Trish, Fiona, and Donna. Okay, so let's put some gesso on this background to calm it down. Let's move these bits out of the way. So I have a habit of getting paint on my photos. And let's put a little bit of gesso. So this says Liquitex. It's most likely not Liquitex. We sell Golden, and we sell Color Blast, and we sell Montmartre gesso. Liquitex is too expensive to get in at the moment. They all work really, really well, all those gessos. Montmartre and Colour Blast are actually Australian brands. Liquitex and Golden are American brands made in the US.
I had a question in the other class when we use gesso. The Colour Blast actually says it's heavy gesso. What's the difference?
It's not much heavier. So I have a tub of Liquitex heavy gesso, and it's like paste. So the Colour Blast says it's heavy gesso, but I wouldn't say it's heavy gesso. I'd just say it's a little thicker than most. It's thicker than the Jo Sonia stuff. We don't sell the Jo Sonia stuff at the moment or anymore. We just found it was too transparent, but it wasn't actually doing its job the same as the others. Okay, so I've got a little bit of that on. Let's get some navy blue ink and flick some navy blue ink on here. Some plastic packaging. I'm not going to let that dry. I could let it dry. So that's a navy blue pearlescent card deco ink. Sorry, got to tell you that. Let's put some flickety bits. Oh, they're very small. More water, more steam. So these will sit differently on the gesso and not on the gesso. Does that make sense? So where the gesso is, they will sit a little different to where the gesso isn't. And it's just a matter of the gesso being it's a sealer type prep for paper or card or canvas. Gesso traditionally, and so this is made of black, brown and navy. So traditionally gesso should be made with plaster of Paris, and that way it provides a good sealer and base and a bit of tooth. It's really good to put gesso down if you're going to I should have put the ink pad down first. If you're going to do, and this is brown dye ink, sorry, if you're going to do pencil drawing. So if you're going to do pencil drawing, it's a really good idea to put gesso down because it gives a bit of tooth. Okay, let's get a bit more water in here. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. And I'm going to put some brown down. And my clean and simple layout just got, you know, a bit mixed media. Let's clean it up. Okay.
That was a brown dye ink, wasn't it?
Brown dye ink. So all I've used is I've used black, I've used navy blue pearlescent ink,
yeah.
and I've used a brown dye ink, and then to mixing the two of them made like a blacky colour for my third colour. Okay, let's have a quick cutout of our awesome. I do have 2 other videos in the classroom, but they're way down in the order. If you click on the topics and click on, there should be the Scrapbook Fantasies or my name in the topics, and it's meant to come up with the videos that I have taught in here. Okay, so I'm just cutting out this little bannery thing. These ones were with the triangle background, but I'm just leaving a bit of the brown on the outside of it so that it's got a border, because what I'm going to do with that awesome is I'm going to stick that to something that's on the page, like something that I've used on the page, just to give it a bit of a frame.
The brown you used, was it pale brown, saddle brown?
Brown.
So
Just
it was
brown.
a pearlescent one?
No, dye. Just brown. Just brown. I'm going to pass it to my scribe so we can find it. It's having issues. When is he not having issues?
I am a legend at this stuff.
He thinks he's a legend. Oh, I've lost that feed. I subscribed so I could watch these glasses too. There you go. Okay. Some foam behind that so we know that we're gonna let's do the same with that. This photograph is from April 2020. What am I going to put? I'm going to put Milton. It's an Instagram, and his Insta pose.
Would you believe we don't have this brown ink in our online store?
I bought it from our store the other day.
Online?
No.
What?
I bought it in the store. Oh dear, Quentin. Well, maybe you could add it.
I'm on it now.
He's on it now. Look at that.
Reject
That's terrible. And here we go. Let's put our other layers together. Stick these ones together. So, what I do is I put tape around the outside. Over there, photo. Tape around this outside. Actually, Donna and Fiona. Oh, look, and here's Jean. Hi, Jean. I think some of you actually won tickets from me, didn't you?
Yep, it's not live on our.
I'm sure Jean and... I'm positive Jean and Donna did.
Yeah, Jean.
I saw one of the other ladies that watches our classes was trying to find my classes from yesterday. Just before. I have let them know that they're hard to find. Okay, so what I do is I go around and I turn a little bit of the tape and crease it in each corner. And I've got this going past the border, so I'll just pop that back. So then what I can do is I can, and usually this is the point where I would stand up and I'll get really close and I look right down at it. But what I'm just going to do is try and eyeball when I think it's around about squarish and in the middle. There we go. And then we just pat down those bits where I've removed the tape, and then all I have to do is whip the tape out and away we go. Look at that. And I'll put them straight in the bin. Gonna keep a clean area today. I was in a bit of a disaster earlier today with the, what was it, the foil. I had foil from A to B and back again.
You certainly did.
And let's, so I'm going to hack the middle out of this photo mat because that's what I do. My albums, I did do a flick through, like if you want to see a flick through of 2006A, I think there's 4 for 2006 so far. I did that in my class on the Scrapbook Fantasies Facebook page last night. And if you want to see a different album flick through tonight, just let me know and we can flick through another one as part of tonight's class. A few people got a buzz out of seeing the kids little. 2006 is the year we had Noah. So the years where babies are born, we do have a lot of photos. I store chronologically, but I scrapbook willy-nilly. At the moment, I'm trying to get through. I am trying to just keep up with with April alone this year. I'm just trying to get. I'm not going through my backlog of 50 million photographs. I'm just trying to keep up with where I'm at currently. So I just grabbed my sander and sanded a little bit around the edge of the photo, just so that it would, see, it stands out a bit nicer. And it suits him. This is his second layout for this weekend. I think that's a bit, yeah. And Amelia got last night's, and Naomi got Friday night's. Poor Noah. I think he's dipped out. Okay, that's going to go there. But we'll put this up on some foam. And I'm using my new fussy cutting scissors. Whoops. Whoops-a-daisies. I might get a pen and do a line around this star. I think it needs a line around it. Put the pens back. I've got to be careful. I can't leave the pens out and then go to put them back when Amelia's around, because she'll know where they're stored then. She just feels that she needs to know where the pens are stored. So I'm just going to do 3 lines. I just find the end of one and then I go from that one to the next one. Okay. And then let's, another side. It does get very hard sometimes to teach when you're talking to yourself. I'm going to come out of all this with this, you know.
Fiona said yes please to something. Sorry, I've been.
Oh, he's been sidetracked. I think that was to a flick through of a different album tonight.
I've been brown inking.
Oh, he's creating the brown ink in the system. He's just grabbing it from our in-store system and just trying to make it ready, and then click the live button to make it go live in our online store. So just before, so in early March this year, we had a retreat in our store, and then on that Sunday night after retreat, the son in this picture, Milton, he started the software process to start our using a different in-store system. So I did fall there for a little bit. So we were very lucky that we'd only just started a different system. We had our online store and our retail store linked, but it was a lot of work before the system we had. But now with this one, it's a little bit easier. It takes a bit longer to receive stock, but then once we've received it, that's the middle children running around the backyard chasing each other.
That is now live.
What are you two doing?
Noah was chasing me with Missy.
With Missy?
Yes.
Oh, and now we'll have to go and scrub his hands. Noah's my child. They're all Quentin's and mine, but Noah's particularly mine because he's an OCD germaphobe. So, he loves his cats, but he has to wash his hands, so. Profusely. A bit more than the regular person would. Okay, that's pretty dry. Another flick through tonight. Okay. See if we can find one that's really packed. But yeah, so when you might have noticed when we flicked through the album that you were looking at like a page from the year when the photo was taken, and then you might be looking at a photo from that was scrapbooked that year and one that was scrapbooked every year since. So I do go back and yeah. So when they are stored chronologically but scrapbooked all over the place, it means that there's all different styles next to each other. And I don't worry about them. Sometimes I make doubles, but I don't worry about what's next to each other matching. And sometimes I do scrapbook the same photo more than once because I can't remember if I've scrapbooked it. And sometimes I really love a photo and I have something else to say about the photo. But at the moment I'm just that far behind. So are we going to go orange at the top? Or are we going to go blue at the top? It's good because I can look at blue here and I can look at orange up on the screen. I think the blue maybe, or maybe the orange. Yeah.
Orange on at the top, Donna says.
Let's go orange. The blue looks a bit ordinary at the top. Okay, so it is easier once you get to this size. If I'd given this a little bit more heat, this whitey piece, what would have happened is it would have been really buckled and it would have been very, very difficult to stick down like straight. But that's okay. So let's just do a bit of a get out of the fridge. Oh, you're starting dinner. Okay, it's Naomi and she's starting dinner. That's okay. But she is eating.
I'm eating a banana.
I'm sure no one misses now that the kids are back at school. I finished your napkin. Oh, wow.
She finished the napkin page. Woo.
Woo! So that's the first page you finished in a long time, is it, Fiona? That's cool. I did see when I was scooting around between pages, popped up your background for your napkin page. I thought that's really awesome. Let's put that there. Put our awesome here. My son and his Insta pose. And then I'm going to quickly, one of these papers had stars on it. So let's just hack out a couple of stars. You like my terminology there? I'm just going to hack out a couple of stars. I'm going to leave borders around them. Because, you know, that's easier. If in doubt, like if you don't want to fussy cut something, just die cut something. I would just die cut something out of a piece of paper or out of your scraps. Got a lot of grumblings with our next retreat about on the weekend about the fussy cutting. I'll admit I haven't started mine yet. But if someone decides that they don't want a fussy cut and they're just going to die cut stuff or punch stuff, I'm definitely not going to hold it against them. I think that's fair enough. Okay. I know you didn't come here to watch me fussy cut, so let's just hack off a piece of this paper that I can cut into stars. Let's go with that. Stars are really good to cut out because they're just straight lines. It's just like snip, snip, snip.
Fiona's trying to break her hoarding habit. She
And
watches
use
your
stuff.
videos, you can learn how to use a stash.
Yeah, yep. I'm all about using stuff, but we do kind of feed the scrap box occasionally with all the bits we cut out of the middle, but then that means I don't have to hack into another piece for my photo mat because my photo mat came from the middle. So, yeah. And I'll be honest, so we get a lot of different paper ranges into the store, so I really don't have the means or the time to buy every paper that comes in the store. I usually pick the pieces that I know I will definitely love using from a collection, and that's what I buy. Sometimes I do, well, the baby range from Kaiser, I did buy all the pieces for it because, and just one of each, because I knew I wanted to make a fair few pages from it. I've got a bit of a baby backlog. And Quentin and I were babies once upon a time. So, I think I've done one of his baby pages and one of mine.
We are doing heritage photos tomorrow night, aren't we?
Tomorrow night we're doing heritage photos. And I wouldn't call us heritage. We're not that old yet.
I don't know, we've got the brown corduroys on.
I think it's a lot older photos that they wanted
Oh, I
to
know.
scrapbook.
They're in little 3 inch by 3 inches or something.
Little tiny heritage photos. We're talking. Yeah, I've got lots of little tiny ones. My mum's nearly 80, so her baby photos are the little tiny heritagey ones, lots of black and whites. What photos there are of her, there's not many. There's not many of her after the age of 8 because she had to go and look after her grandparents.
Bella's saying she's going to have to live to 103 to get close to my new dent in my stash.
Oh, I reckon I'll have to be about 800 to make a dent in mine, probably. Yeah, just the photos. I'm way behind with printing them, let alone scrapbooking what's already printed. Holy dooly. Although, in the last couple of months, I definitely have used up a serious quantity of stuff. I've even dipped into my old adhesives stash a couple of times because I ran out of adhesives at home, and I've used up some old stuff. So
Yeah, I was looking forward to the class because she's got photos of her mum and her nan.
oh, that'll be lovely. Lovely, lovely. I don't know what paper I'm going to use. I've got some here. I've got a bit of an idea. I've got some lovely stuff on the way from Lemoncraft, which will be really beautiful. But that's okay. We'll do another heritage one. Can never have enough heritage pages.
About Victorian art, Victorian garden orders.
Yeah, I got something here. Okay, so I've got a few stars. Not a lot, but a few. So let's put some glue out. This glue is nearly finished. It's okay. There's a little bit left. Deary me. So one of my lovely customers, Liz, dropped in my mailbox yesterday afternoon a packet of applicator bottles that she had bought from us.
Had to refund them.
I'm going to refund them. She said not to. She said, what are friends for? But that's just so nice. She had a spare bottle in a drawer and she knew that mine was broken. I just thought that is just the loveliest thing, isn't it? So I've got to... maybe I'll do that before class tonight. Oops, bit heavy with the glue. Because I'm a bit heavy with the glue when I don't have an applicator bottle. I've been using them for so long. Okay.
Fiona says that's the hardest thing sometimes, just picking the photos to start with.
Just picking the photos can be really the biggest nightmare. And going through and deciding which ones. And, you know, a couple of weeks ago on a Friday night, I used similar paper to this. I used Cocoa Vanilla, and I did a boy layout. And I used what most people would say was a substandard photograph of Noah, but you know, that was the photograph I had. Like, he doesn't particularly like having his photo taken. So it's, you know, it's one of those things, you've just got to use the photos you've got. So I'm just going to tuck some of these stars around just to get the, you know, the observer of the page. So I don't just stick it like with its legs sticking out. I put it on an angle. I get glue everywhere. But I put the star on an angle a bit, so it's not like just the legs sticking out. It's twisted a bit. How's that?
Good news is I'm managing to stay in front of the purchases with the steampunk feathers. I've got them back into the positives.
He's got the he has got the steampunk and feathers packs back in the positive. He's got emails coming out of his ears about the COVID cuts and those.
I've got them back in the positives too.
Oh, you got them back in the positives? He has been working very hard. We had no idea how popular some things would be. And you know, it's really great. It's really great that we've got a product.
Oh no,
it's
some
ours.
of my magic cuts are out.
Oh no, now he's just noticed his magic cuts are out. Okay. And then I've got people and so with the cuts, you know, these are the foxes here. I don't get the nice bags. And I used the Alice ones before to make the Alice card on the Scrapbook Fantasies main Facebook page. You can do a request. You can request like what sort of thing you would like me to come up with for the cutouts. So, yeah, substandard photos can sometimes look the best because they're the more personal ones too. Like, we don't all have professional photos. We haven't had professional family photos for, since I only had 3 children. Noah was little, I think. So, yeah. So, okay. But yes, you can request cutout things and that. And I know a lot of people are enjoying them because they don't have to then fussy cut. But yeah, I don't think it needs anything else. It's not as clean as it could have been if I hadn't done the gesso, but I think it's just enough to make it not look too flat.